My child, I am warning you to beware of skipping this message before the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, you will miss the knowledge I am giving and face hell. Child, the heaven and hell are real, and whoever thinks that they are not real, so that they can do whatever they wish for, it's their mistake. My child, you ask in your heart, if you are love, why do you allow some to go to hell? You struggle to understand this because your mind measures love by comfort and mercy by the absence of consequence. But hear me well. My love is pure, not permissive. My love is holy, not corruptible. My love does not erase truth, it fulfills it. I cannot deny my own nature, for I am truth itself. And because I am truth, I do not lie to you about what sin brings forth. Hell is not a place I delight in. I did not design it as a home for you, nor was it made in the beginning for mankind at all. It was prepared for the devil and the angels who rebelled with him. But when a soul chooses rebellion over my rule, when a soul clings to sin rather than to me, it chooses the same destiny as its master. My mercy is great enough to forgive the worst of sins, but my mercy is not forced upon the unwilling. Love cannot be forced, for forced love is no love at all. I allow some to go to hell because I will not make slaves of those I created to be children. I will not drag a soul into my presence while it curses my name, despises my ways, and rejects my light. The door of my kingdom swings wide for all who will come, but I will not pull in the one who has hardened themselves against me until the end. If I were to do so, I would be denying the gift I gave you, the gift of choice. Without choice, love is empty. Without choice, obedience is only compulsion. You ask for my love, but love without truth and justice is not love. It is indulgence, and indulgence would keep you bound in chains forever. The souls who enter hell are not dragged there screaming in innocence. They have walked that road, step by step, even if they did not recognize the path. And yes, my child, many do not realize they are walking toward that place until it is too late. Not because I have failed to warn them, but because they have chosen not to hear. They have silenced the voice of conscience. They have pushed away the hand I extended. They have built a wall of their own desires so high that the light of my warnings can no longer reach their eyes. Do you not know that every choice you make is a seed planted in the soil of eternity? Some seeds grow toward my light, others grow toward the pit. When you turn your heart away from me and persist in that turning, you are not merely wandering, you are journeying toward a destination. The road of sin is not a harmless detour. It is a highway that leads away from my presence. And the farther you walk, the more the shadows close in until you can no longer see the way back. Many think they are safe because they do not openly curse my name or commit the most obvious of evils. But hear me, hell is not only for the murderers, the thieves, the liars whose crimes are written on the surface for all to see. It is for every soul that chooses self over surrender, for every heart that clings to pride, for every life lived without me at its center. The road there is often paved with small compromises, small rejections, each one seeming harmless in itself, but together they lead you farther and farther from the gate of life. Some live as though ignorance will excuse them, as though not thinking about eternity will keep it from arriving. But the law of sowing and reaping cannot be escaped. If you sow rebellion, you will reap separation. If you sow disregard for my word, you will reap the fruit of that disregard. This is not cruelty. It is the truth woven into the very order of creation. I am just, and my justice does not bend to convenience. If I were to ignore sin, I would be denying my own holiness. Yet even knowing this, I take no pleasure in the destruction of the wicked. My desire is for all to turn and live. That is why I warn, why I send voices to speak, why I place conviction in the depths of your being. When you feel the sting of guilt, when your spirit feels unrest after you have acted against what you know is right, that is my mercy, calling you back before the path becomes too steep to climb. But how many turn away from that voice? How many drown it out with noise, with busyness, with pleasures that numb the soul? The warning comes, but it is ignored until the heart becomes hardened like stone. There are some who say, if God wanted to keep us from hell, why does he not simply erase it? Why not destroy the place entirely? My child, to erase hell would be to erase justice. It would mean that sin has no consequence, that rebellion has no cost, that evil can dwell forever unchallenged. Could such a universe be called good? Could such a kingdom be called holy? Without justice, the wounds inflicted by evil would never be healed, the cries of the oppressed would never be answered, and the glory of righteousness would be trampled forever underfoot. I am not only merciful, I am just. My throne is established on righteousness, and if I were to cast aside that righteousness for the sake of convenience, I would cease to be who I am. But understand this as well, my justice and my mercy meet at the cross. There, the penalty for sin was paid in full, so that none need perish.
But the cross must be received. Its power does not cloak those who reject it. The gift must be taken into the heart, not merely admired from a distance. If a prisoner is offered freedom but refuses to leave the cell, is the jailer to blame when the door closes again? You ask why some are not aware that their actions lead to hell.
It is because the enemy has made the road smooth and the air sweet with deception. Sin rarely presents itself as a hideous thing. It comes clothed in what you desire, speaking the words you wish to hear. It tells you that you are in control, that you can stop at any time, that there is no harm in just this once. But each once is a step, and steps, when repeated, become a walk. Walks become a journey. Journeys end in a destination. Some think that a life of small sins is safer than one of great crimes. But sin is not measured by human scales. The soul that drifts in lukewarmness, that lives without thought for me, that seeks comfort without holiness, is in as much danger as the one who runs headlong into evil. For indifference to me is rejection of me. You cannot be neutral toward the one who is life itself. To live without me is to choose separation, even if you clothe it in politeness and religion. Yes, even religion can lead a soul toward hell if it is empty of my spirit. Many wear the mask of faith, speak the words of devotion, and yet their hearts are far from me. They honor me with their lips, but their lives are centered on themselves. This is self-deception, and it is deadly. For they believe they are safe, but they are building on sand, and when the storm comes, their house will fall. The path to destruction is often hidden under the guise of freedom. The world tells you that to be free is to do whatever you desire, to throw off every restraint. But I tell you, the one who serves sin is a slave to it. That slavery may feel like freedom at first, because the chains are light in the beginning. But with every indulgence, the weight grows, until you cannot move toward me even if you wish to. This is why I call to you now, before the chains grow heavy. I allow some to go to hell because they have chosen it, even if they do not name it as such. They have chosen a life apart from me, and eternity will only give them more of what they chose. Hell is simply life without me, magnified and unending. The light they refused will be absent, the love they scorned will be gone, the hope they rejected will no longer call to them. This is not cruelty, it is the fulfillment of their own will. But my will is that you would live. My will is that you would turn while there is still time. My will is that you would see the danger of the road you walk, even if the flowers still bloom beside it. Do not be deceived by the pleasantness of the beginning. It is the end that matters. You do not drift into heaven by accident. You enter because you have chosen me, because you have surrendered to my lordship, because you have allowed my spirit to transform you. You do not stumble into hell by a single mistake, but by a pattern of choices that, left unrepented, draw you away from me. The tragedy is that many make those choices without ever naming them for what they are. They call selfishness, self-care, greed, ambition, lust, love, pride, confidence, rebellion, freedom. Words can disguise the truth for a time, but they cannot change the reality. I speak to you now not to burden you, but to awaken you. I am the light that reveals the road beneath your feet. If you see that you have been walking toward the place of separation, do not despair, turn around. The way back is open while you yet live. No matter how far you have wandered, one step toward me will begin the journey home. The thief on the cross beside my son was moments from eternity, and yet when he turned to him in faith, he was promised paradise that very day. But hear this warning: the longer you walk away from me, the harder it becomes to turn back. Not because I am far from you, but because you become deaf to my voice and blind to my light. This is why I urge you now. This is why I allow these words to reach you. You do not know how many more chances will come. Do not waste the one before you. When the day of judgment comes, no one will be able to say they were left without warning. My creation speaks of me, my word declares me. My spirit calls to the heart of every soul. Some have heard the call in the laughter of a child, in the beauty of a sunrise, in the stillness of the night, when the weight of eternity presses upon them. Others have heard it in the pang of conscience, in the emptiness of a pleasure that did not satisfy, in the aching longing for something more. I am always speaking. The question is not whether I have called, but whether you have listened. I allow some to go to hell because I will not violate the dignity of choice I gave you, and because to do otherwise would be to corrupt the justice and holiness that make my love what it is. Yet my desire, my longing, my call is for you to choose life. That is why this warning comes to you now, not because I wish to frighten you into obedience, but because I wish to open your eyes to the truth. For if you see the road clearly, you can choose rightly. I am the God who leaves the 99 to seek the one who has strayed. I am the shepherd who calls in the night until the lost sheep hears and returns. I am the father who runs to meet the prodigal, who robes him in honor and restores him to his place. But I will not drag you into my arms if you turn your back and walk away. I will call, I will wait, I will weep, but I will not chain you to my side against your will. My child, hear the voice that formed you before you knew breath, the voice that carved the foundations of the mountains and poured the seas into their places. I am speaking, and I am not speaking to you by accident. My words are not random winds drifting into your ears. They are the living breath of the one who made you, the one who knows the deep chambers of your soul, the one who sees the end from the beginning. I am speaking to you now because the days are shorter than you believe, and eternity is closer than the step you are about to take. You stand in the passing shadow of time, and the shadow will not remain for you forever. Listen, you have been given ears, but many choose to stop them. You have been given eyes, but many close them willingly. Do not be like those who see and yet refuse to perceive, who hear and yet refuse to understand. Child, I tell you plainly, heaven is real, and hell is real. They are not fables, not old stories told to frighten children or restrain the disobedient. They are realities more solid than the earth beneath your feet, more enduring than the stars you see in the night sky. This world will pass away, but the realities of my kingdom and of the place of eternal separation will never pass away. Every soul will dwell in one or the other. There is no middle ground, no hidden third path for those who wish to avoid choosing. I see what others do not see. I see the thoughts you never speak, the wounds you hide, the fears you bury. I see the nights you lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if there is more than this brief life. I see the ways you try to fill the emptiness, the way you search for something lasting, but are drawn again to what will fade. I see it all, and I do not turn away from you. Even now I am offering you life. I have been offering it since before you took your first breath. Every sunrise, every moment of beauty, every stirring in your heart that longs for something higher has been my whisper to you. Come home. The way is narrow, child, and few find it, not because I hide it, but because many refuse to walk it. It is narrow because it is the way of truth, and truth does not bend to fit human pride. I do not promise you that following me will make your life easy in this world. In fact, I tell you it will bring trials, for the world resists those who bear my light. But I do promise you this: if you follow me, I will never leave you. And when this short life ends, you will step into a joy that no sorrow can touch, a glory beyond anything your eyes have seen. The days are passing quickly. You think you have many years, but the number of your days is known only to me. Some I call in youth, others in the fullness of age, but none can escape the moment when time ends for them. Do not say in your heart, I will turn to God later, when I am older, when I have done what I want. Later is not promised. And even if it comes, the heart that delays repentance becomes harder, colder, more deaf to my voice. The longer you walk away from me, the more distant I will seem, not because I have moved, but because you will have built walls that shut me out. I am patient, but my patience is not endless. I will not force you into my kingdom. Love cannot be compelled. But I will call you until the last moment, for I desire none to perish. Even now, as you read these words, my spirit is pressing on your heart. This is not coincidence. This is not chance. This is the voice of the one who made you, who loves you, who gave his life for you. You ask, perhaps, if God is love, why does he speak of hell? Because love tells the truth. If you were walking toward a cliff, would it be love to remain silent so as not to disturb your peace? Or would it be love to shout a warning, to grab hold of you and turn you from disaster? I tell you of hell because it is real, and because you do not have to go there. I tell you of heaven because it is real, and because I have prepared a place for you there, if you will receive me. I have given you this life as the time to choose. You will not have another life on this earth to try again. This is the season of decision, and every day you live without me is a day wasted. Yet every day you live with me is a day invested in eternity. Child, do you not see? I am offering you the treasure that cannot be stolen, the joy that will never end, the love that will never fade. You say, but I am unworthy. Yes, you are, and so is every soul that has walked this earth. That is why my mercy is greater than your unworthiness. You say, but I am too broken. I tell you, I am near to the broken-hearted, and I bind up their wounds. You say, but I have sinned too much. I tell you, my blood covers all sin. No matter how deep the stain, my forgiveness is deeper still. Do not let shame keep you from me. Shame is the chain the enemy uses to keep you in the dark, to make you believe that if you come into the light, you will be rejected. But I tell you the truth. If you step into my light, I will not cast you out. I will cleanse you. I will give you a new heart, and I will write my law upon it. I will teach you to walk in ways you never thought possible, to love what is good, and to turn from what destroys. I am speaking to you now because I know you. I know the road you have walked. I know the weight you carry. I know the questions you have asked in secret. I know the sins you have hidden, and I know the good you have tried to do. I know every moment of your life, and I know what lies ahead if you do not turn to me. That is why I am calling you. This is not about religion as men have made it. This is about life and death, about eternity and truth. When you stand before me, and you will, it will not matter how much wealth you gained, how much praise you received from others, how many pleasures you tasted. It will not matter what titles you held or what power you wielded. The only question will be whether your name is written in the book of life, whether you are covered by the righteousness of my Son. Do not be deceived. There are many roads that seem right to man, but they end in death. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. There is no other door into my kingdom. All other paths, no matter how noble they appear, lead to the place of separation. Even now my Spirit is knocking at the door of your heart. Do not harden your heart as so many have done. Open the door and I will come in. I will dwell with you, and you with me. I will guide you in this life and receive you in the next. This is my promise, and I do not break my promises. Child, hear me, I do not delight in judgment, but I will judge. I do not rejoice in the death of the wicked, but I will bring every deed into account. My justice is as perfect as my mercy. One does not cancel the other. Those who reject my mercy will meet my justice, and in that day there will be no excuses, no second chances. But those who receive my mercy will stand before me clothed in the righteousness of Christ, and for them there will be no condemnation. The choice is before you now, not tomorrow, not in some distant season, now. Life and death are set before you, blessing and curse. Choose life, that you may live. Choose me, and you will find rest for your soul. And I will tell you this, my child, when you walk with me, your life will not be empty. I will fill you with purpose. I will use you as a light in the darkness, a witness to those who are lost as you once were. I will give you peace in storms, hope in trials, and joy that no one can take away. And when your race is run, I will call you home, and you will see my face. You will hear my voice say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. I have loved you with an everlasting love. That love is why I speak to you now. Do not turn away. Do not delay. The door is open. Come. Amen.